miles an hour. Just look at that view. I've had this car now for about 15 months and I've covered, well, actually 26,000 miles, but 25,000 miles was a nice round number for the video. But 26,000 miles in an MG4 XPOWER, which I'm pretty sure, judging by the Facebook group and those of Sale on Auto Trader, I'm pretty sure this is one of the highest mileage, maybe even the highest mileage, MG4 XPOWER. Now this is my daily car. I mean, I say daily like I've got another one. This is my car. It's my only car, and so I use it for work. I use it for commuting, school runs, all those kind of things. So yeah, it gets put to work. It's done a lot of miles, and yeah, as I say, just in the last month I managed to reach 25,000 miles, which, as I say, I believe is one of the highest mileage MG4 XPOWERs in the UK. And so I thought, you know, well, that seems like a good milestone, a good opportunity to kind of do a bit of a rundown on my thoughts, my experiences, have there been any problems, those kind of things. Most importantly, am I still enjoying it? So I'll just do a quick launch control. Foot hard on the brake, foot hard on the accelerator, feel the lurch, 66%. Unfortunately, very limited by traction today. It's a wet winter's day, not ideal. Now I'll set the tone by firstly saying, I mean, I haven't bought the car. It's on salary sacrifice, so it's a lease car for all intents and purposes. Although I am hoping, potentially, at the end of the 3 years, I may well buy it and actually get this car to 100,000 miles, because I think it can do it. Now, I'm not going to go too much into stats and, you know, information about the car. I think we all know what it is and what it can do, and you know, there was quite a notable kind of media launch, if you like, of this car, and there's been a lot of I wouldn't say entirely criticism, but there's been a lot of sort of slightly negative comments from motor journalists, along the lines of, you know, what's the point? You know, the MG4, the standard MG4 is good enough. It's better balanced. You know, you don't need this power and all that. But also they talk about things like its dynamic ability. You know, it's got too much power for the chassis. You know, it's just things like that, which you've got to take these things with a pinch of salt. You know, I'm coming, you know, as an average. As a buyer of the car, you're not a racing driver. You're not being given the car. It's not your job to come up with some comments about it. You know, this is what journalists miss out on is the emotional aspect. You know, the very fact that you're looking at buying one of these, that's the point of it. You know, why do you want to buy one of these? Because you want a family hatchback, but you also want to go really fast. 20 miles an hour. Up to 60. I mean, just like that. You don't really care about taking it on racetracks. And you want something that's kind of affordable at the same time. That's the point of this car. And us average consumers, we're not racing drivers. You know, we're not taking these things around racetrack. I mean, you might do, but on the whole, we don't care if it starts to get a bit wayward at 10 tenths. We're never going to drive it at that level. You know, this is a car to live with on a daily basis. And I have to say, the kind of journeys I've done. I mean, obviously, all the short stuff, no problem at all. And I've also done a lot of long journeys. I've done 2, 3, 4, 5-hour journeys in this car, and it's comfortable. That's the thing. That's what this thing can do. It's a car that can do it all. So, 25,000 miles. Do I still like it? I think you probably got that impression. The acceleration is just ridiculous. I mean, obviously, it is kind of the main thing about this car is the ridiculous power. You know, 430 horsepower, 3.7 to 60. Horsepower per pound, this car was, actually it still is, I believe, the best value car you can get out there. That kind of power for that kind of money, you just can't get it anywhere else. So yeah, performance-wise, it's still ridiculous. I still think it's fantastic. It hasn't got boring. You know, people say, oh yeah, that'll wear off, the novelty will wear off. It really hasn't. It still puts a massive smile on my face when I give it the beans. When you blast along and the traffic disappears into the distance, still puts a smile on my face, still makes me laugh. So I don't have an issue at all with that. Handling wise, yeah, it's no race car, but you can hustle it along. You can hustle it along and it will cope. It will manage the corners. It will fling you along at ridiculous speeds. Yeah, if you start trying to push to the limit, maybe it will get a little bit wayward. But you can't do that on public roads, so it doesn't matter. Problem-wise, the only problem I've had that I can speak of is the 12-watt battery. I've had, I think it was sat for about 5 days, and the came back to it and it wouldn't unlock, so it was just completely dead. So I got the emergency key out and got into the car, got the bonnet open, and the solution was basically just to get one of those portable jump starters. So I got one of those, plugged it in, straight away fired up, no issues at all. It's done that twice now, and that's over the course of 25,000 miles. So a flat 12-watt battery twice, I can live with that. Other than that, I've had no problems with it at all. You just get in it and go. That was one of the big draws for me about EVs. Actually, was it's just that there's no, and I'm the sort of person, when I've had a combustion car, I'll wait for it to warm up, wait for the oil to circulate, make sure you're not giving it the beans where the engine's cold, all that sort of thing. So in doing that, you know, it kind of detracted a little bit from the experience of owning a combustion car. With an EV, you just get in and you just go. There's no problem at all with it. You get in, you go. It's warmed up. It warms up straight away. There's no waiting. You just get in, put your foot down, off you go. The only thing I would say about owning a car like this is you do have to exercise self-restraint. That is the challenge, is actually trying not to give it the beans too often, just because it will get you into trouble. You know, I mean, in some ways you could almost say it's too much power, but it's not if you deploy it responsibly. Now, I don't really class it as a problem as such, but my car does have the vibration, which has got a lot of press, if you like, on the Facebook forums, and it's one of those things that you just learn to live with. You know, to me that vibration, it only happens in a certain speed range, and to be honest, it's just like a change in road surface, and I don't really stay within that speed range for long periods of time anyway. So, which in my experience is about 62 to 70. So if you go slightly under at 60, if you go slightly over at 72, it's fine. It's gone away. It's not a problem anyway. So I haven't got an issue with that. So I'm a converted petrol head. I've always loved cars, and to be honest, ever since I first got into cars, I've always loved noise as well. But obviously, you know, I feel like I've grown out of that. But I do still appreciate, you know, a nice AMG V8 or a Lambo V12 or V10, something like that. That is great. So overall, after 25,000 miles, I have to say, from me, it's a positive review. Very pleased with the car. 25,000 brilliant miles. No issues that have concerned me. And I look forward to many more miles. I think it's a cracking car. Now I'm going to put a nice, pretty clean picture on the thumbnail, but we all know what a clean one looks like. This is what a dirty one looks like. Yeah, it's that time of year. You wash it every week. It looks like this every week. Yeah, you can't win. But hey, you know, that's life.
School zone in 500 feet.